Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. Weekend's almost here.
Yeah.
And Amy Fink is along.
That's right.
Tell us what's going on.
Yep, it's going to be a busy weekend around town. It's nice to see the sun today. I think we're getting used to it. It didn't feel too cold today, did it?
Well, I think it's because the wind died down.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
That helped a lot.
Yeah.
And it's going to warm up as we go from here. So if you're a snow lover, we'll get to the weather in just a second. But first, here's what's making news this Thursday. OSHA finds 2 companies involved in the Sun Prairie explosion committed serious safety violations. Keely Arthur will have the details.
The president pushes for his border wall standing along the Rio Grande River in Texas.
And a bus driver in Milwaukee is being hailed a hero after rescuing a toddler wandering barefoot on a highway overpass.
That story is coming up. Let's take a look outside today. Nice day, sunny and cold, but not unbearable.
Not a great day if you're ice.
Oh no, look at that. Boy, this has been such a crazy winter with the ice.
Back to mild weather, in fact. Dana Fulton is in the backyard. Not bad today.
It's not too bad outside right now. No, not at all. And we do still have sunshine, of course, really a mostly clear sky. And if you're standing in the sun without that breeze factored in, it's really okay. We're at 25 right now in Madison, close to 27 in Janesville, and 24 in Monroe for us currently. And it feels close to that, actually, as our breeze is light. Notice our wind speed right now. We're not even picking anything up for us in Madison, Janesville, or in Platteville. It's just going to stay light and variable for much of the evening, shifting to become more of a light southeast breeze, but that we can handle. Doppler track staying fairly calm. It's going to continue to stay calm for us overnight and for most of your Friday. We may see a light flurry chance heading into Saturday, but it's a pretty slim chance for us right now. Through the next several hours, our temperatures will hold fairly steady, actually. We're going to actually drop close to 20 and not move around much overnight tonight. Our low officially at about 18. The next several nights, though, notice it's going to actually be above average for overnight lows, and we'll be cooling down to where we're at right now for the next several evenings. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your forecast, though, in just a few minutes. Right now on our roadways, this is looking at the Beltline right at Whitney Way. In that side of town, both lanes are moving okay, but we do have an accident there on the eastbound side of the Beltline. The right lane is blocked. Notice this just east of the John Nolan exit, and the backups and delays stretching quite a ways on the eastbound side of the Beltline. Traffic reduced significantly there. The right lane is still blocked just after the John Nolan exit. Other drive times for us actually look fairly okay throughout much of downtown. Overall, near Janesville, also seeing a lot of green. Same goes near Fort Atkinson and up to the north in Baraboo, Portage, and heading towards Lone Rock. 14 westbound seems fairly clear in that direction. Drive times on the Beltline, again, reduced quite a bit for Verona Road to John Nolan at about 33 minutes, and usually that's at 7. From John Nolan to 39 will take you 6 minutes, then University of Verona Road will take you just 8 minutes. All seems to be clear in that direction. But yes, the Beltline on the eastbound side, quite a backup there for your Thursday evening.
8 miles an hour.
Yes.
Finding an alternate route, as they say.
Yeah.
All right, Dana, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. First at 4, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, has found 2 companies involved in the Sun Prairie explosion last summer committed serious violations leading to the incident.
Our Keely Arthur has been covering this story from the very beginning and joins us live now in Sun Prairie with the latest. Keely.
Well, other than the boarded up windows behind me, you wouldn't really be able to tell that 6 months ago to this day, there was an explosion right here in this downtown area that destroyed parts of the area and also killed one person. As time goes on, investigations are wrapping up, and not everybody is happy with the results. As we mentioned, OSHA announced today that they are slapping Bear Communications and subcontractor VC Tech with a fine. They say they failed to contact underground utility owners or the digging hotline. Improper digging into a gas line led to the explosion that killed Fire Captain Corey Barr. OSHA fined the companies each $12,394. Here's what Sun Prairie's mayor's reaction is to that price.
I'm almost speechless in that regard. I just don't know what to make of it. I suppose OSHA lives within its rules, and maybe that determines the level of fines. I guess that's the case. You would think if there were ever a case where a massive fine was called for, this would be the place, because their errors caused somebody to die. Could there be anything more extreme than that? I don't think so.
Now, $12,934 is the maximum fine OSHA can levy for this offense. But how do business owners in this area who lost more than that feel about the fine? Well, find out coming up on News 3 at 5.
We will see you then. Keely Arthur live in Sun Prairie for us. Thank you.
A second person involved in the shooting of a 5-year-old boy in Beloit pled guilty in Rock County Court today. Eric Salazar Mota pled guilty to second-degree reckless homicide. If convicted, he could face up to 25 years in prison. In November, Sergio Regoza Ortiz was the first person convicted in the shooting. He received 40 years in prison. Salazar Mota's sentencing will be Friday, March 8th.
President Trump is in Texas as he makes his case for building a wall along the U.S. border with Mexico. The president's trip comes as a standoff with Democrats over the partial government shutdown is in its 20th day. Nicole Killian reports.
A crowd of supporters welcomed President Trump to McAllen, Texas. He came to discuss immigration and border security with border agents.
As the men and women in this room have told us what they need to secure our border. These are the people we went to. It's not only the wall or the barrier, it's the equipment.
Earlier Thursday, the president warned if Democrats won't compromise on funding for the wall, he could declare a national emergency, which would allow him to go around Congress and use military money to pay for it.
I have the absolute right to declare a national emergency. I haven't done it yet. I may do it. If this doesn't work out, probably I will do it. I would almost say definitely.
The president announced he's canceling an upcoming trip to Switzerland for the World Economic Forum, blaming the Democrats for not reaching a deal. The president is demanding $5.7 billion for the wall. Democrats are opposed, saying it would be ineffective.
He knows we all support border security and that there's a better way to do it.
Democrats continue to pressure Republican colleagues to pass bills that would reopen some government agencies and separate the shutdown from the border wall standoff.
Open the government. It's in your hands.
It won't solve the problem because the president's made it clear he won't sign them.
The president says he isn't worried about Republican support wavering, saying the party is united in increasing border security. In Washington, Nicole Killian for WISC News 3.
And in comments this morning, the president also tried to clarify his often repeated promise that Mexico would pay for the wall, explaining that he never meant Mexico would pay directly, but rather through the new trade deal his administration is negotiated with both Mexico and Canada.
Across the country, federal workers held rallies today to demand an immediate end to the partial government shutdown. It's already the second longest government shutdown in history, and on Saturday, it's likely to become the longest. With no end in sight, union leaders held rallies to draw attention to the plight of federal workers. 800,000 government employees have been either furloughed or forced to work without pay since December 22nd.
Open the government, do your job so we can do our job.
4 years in the Army, 5-year state government, 20 years for the federal government. So 29 years of faithful service to this country. I'm just asking to get my country to be faithful to me. Pay me.
For many government employees, the shutdown will really hit home tomorrow when payday comes and there is no check. One of the largest rallies ended with a march to the White House where workers demanded an end to the shutdown.
Michael Cohen, President Trump's former personal attorney, has accepted an invitation to testify in an open session before Congress next month. The hearing is set for February 7th before the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, which is investigating hush payments made during the 2016 campaign to silence women who claimed past affairs with Donald Trump. Cohen was sentenced in December to 3 years in federal prison for financial crimes, lying to Congress, and campaign finance violations. He reports to prison March 6th. State Republican lawmakers say the debt level in transportation is too high.
And that is one issue that they believe they can find common ground on with Democratic Governor Tony Evers. Our Rose Schmidt is here to tell us how they say they're trying to extend an olive branch. Rose.
Yes, well, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos won't say what he would agree to on transportation in the state budget and says he's waiting to see what Governor Evers proposes on this issue. Republicans from the state assembly sent a letter to the governor today listing 11 issues they feel they can work together on this year. They include priorities like addressing the debt level in the transportation fund, covering pre-existing conditions, and income tax reductions. Speaker Vos says his goal is to use the budget Evers creates, but says Republicans will likely be forced to create their own budget if Evers proposes raising income taxes. Vos is acknowledging roads and bridges are an issue in Wisconsin, but says he's waiting to see how much Evers' budget allocates for transportation.
I don't want to pick a number. I want to let him have his ideas, sit down with his own department, figure out what his positions are, because of course he's new to the job. I respect that. So we're trying to say, here are areas that we would love to sit down and get a better understanding of where you are, as long as it's reciprocated.
Governor Evers is touring a Department of Transportation facility in Wausau today. His goal is to use input from the public in crafting his budget, but says he's looking forward to working with Republican leaders.
I'm glad to see there's some change of heart, tongue-in-cheek saying that, because many of the things that the Speaker put in his letter were things that have been kind of percolating around the legislature for some time.
And Speaker Vos says Republican lawmakers from both houses will hold a rare joint caucus next week with Governor Evers, and that is where they hope to discuss what to put in the budget, which will likely be introduced in late February. So something to keep an eye on.
We will indeed. Rose, thank you.
Thank you, Rose. Singer-songwriter Billy Joel will perform at Miller Park this spring. The Brewers announced today Billy Joel will perform on Friday, April 26th. Tickets go on sale January 14th to American Express card holders, and they will be available to the general public on January 18th. The Piano Man hasn't been to Milwaukee in 11 years and has never performed at Miller Park.
Also in Milwaukee, a bus driver there is being hailed a hero for saving the life of a small child from wandering onto a freeway overpass. Kenneth Craig has the story.
Irina Ivich says she couldn't believe her eyes when she spotted a toddler running down the street in Milwaukee, all alone in below freezing temperatures.
Oh my God, I was so upset, and I couldn't believe that somebody can left a child on the street.
Surveillance video captured the little boy last month, lost, wearing a red onesie and barefoot. Ivich quickly pulled her bus over on the highway overpass and rushed into oncoming traffic to scoop up the child before he ran into the intersection.
Baby was so scared and cried, and he didn't know what to do, where to go.
Ivich says her motherly instinct just kicked in.
If I have a same situation again, I will, of course, again help.
She cradled the child in her arms and rushed him back to her warm bus. That's where a passenger took off her jacket and wrapped it around the boy. Ivich had a special message for her passenger.
If she can't hear me, I want to tell her thank you so much again.
The baby fell asleep in Ivich's arms just before police arrived. Investigators say the child was left outside by his mother, who may have been suffering from a mental health crisis. They've reunited him with his father. The city of Milwaukee honored the bus driver, who's been on the job for 5 years, for her heroic actions. Kenneth Craig for WISC News 3.
She's a true hero.
Great story, yeah.
Milwaukee transit officials say this is the 9th time drivers have found a missing or lost child in recent years.
I love the woman who gave up her jacket, too. It brings out the best in people
Heroes
sometimes.
all around.
Yeah, that's true. Still to come tonight at 4, the Detroit Auto Show opens next week, and one star of the show is going to be the 2020 Ford Explorer.
Ford gave journalists, including our own Harvey Briggs, a preview last night. We'll sneak a peek as well when Live at 4 continues.
Ford unveiled the all-new 2020 Ford Explorer at Ford Field in Detroit today.
With 8 million Explorers sold to date, it's America's all-time best-selling SUV, and Ford says this new model is lighter, leaner, stronger, and more powerful than past Explorers. Redesigned from the ground up, Ford says this new SUV sets a new standard. Our auto expert, Rides and Drives Harvey Briggs, was among the 200 journalists on hand for the Explorer unveiling, and he says this is a very important vehicle for the Ford Motor Company.
It's a really important vehicle. Next to the F-150, the Explorer is the most important vehicle in the Ford lineup.
Radical improvement?
Yeah, it's a very big improvement. It's a brand new platform that's based on a rear-wheel drive architecture, so that'll improve towing, improve ride, a number of other things that people look for in this mid-size SUV category.
Expect to see the new Explorer in Ford showrooms this summer.
It's a nice-looking car. Stocks logged a 5th straight day of advances today. That is the longest winning streak of the past few months. The Dow added 122 points. It closed at 24,001. The NASDAQ Composite Index gained 29, and the S&P 500 was up 11. Well, it is almost the weekend. We're getting there in the 608.
Almost. Amy Fink is here with a look at what's going on around town. Good to see you.
Hello, Mama Bear. How are you feeling?
You're so sweet. I'm feeling good.
We announced just last week that Amy is having her second child in April.
Yeah, April.
All right, so get out and enjoy life now.
Exactly. Well, I can still actually cross my legs, and you know, it took me about 5 minutes to get situated in the couch here to start, though.
Well, you look great.
Yes, you do.
So, I love you guys.
Majestic is back at it.
Yeah, you know, last week there were 2 fests going on there, and they basically shut the place down. Same for this weekend. There's 2 more fests. So Friday is the Wisconsin Funk Fest, bringing together Madison's favorite Mama Dig Down's brass band, the Twin Cities Nookie Jones, and DJ Phil Money. And then with just a little bit of time to maybe clean the bathroom, sweep the floor, they're going to bring in Wisconsin Hip Hop Fest. It's going to take over that same space. So that's Saturday at 8 o'clock. And the Madison MCs set to perform include Trapo, Cash Prez, Sincere Life, and DJ Payne 1. So
whatever you say.
Well, here's one you know, the Piano Man.
There we
were just talking about that.
Billy Joel's going to be at
the real
Park.
Billy Joel. I hear that. So he's not the real guy. Is not going to be here this weekend. But I love this. Billy Joel Anderson. I mean, how cool. So it may not be Piano Man himself, but Billy Joe Anderson does put his name to good use by leading the Billy Joel tribute band with his band, The Affordables, at the High Noon Saloon. And here's the best part. The show starts at 2 o'clock. I mean, for someone who goes to bed at 8, I know you go to bed early. I mean,
perfect. 2 o'clock.
Praise the Lord, people. This is awesome.
Sing me a song, Piano Man.
Yeah. How does the first one start? Only the Good Die Young.
Only the Good Die
Catch
Young.
on, Virginia. Don't let 'em win.
I love it. Love it.
Something like that. I love
All
that
right,
one.
moving along. There's a comedy option besides this one.
Yeah, and it actually starts tonight. So this guy really has an impressive resume. He was born in England, okay, then was raised in Jamaica, and now lives in New York City. So imagine the worldly experience he's going to bring, along with his accent, to his observational skits. So he has written for ABC shows such as The Blackish, CBS's Two Broke Girls, and Saturday Night Live. So the shows start at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday, and then for you night owls, 10:30 both Friday and Saturday.
Boy, great credentials there.
Oh my gosh, I looked up some of his work. He's funny.
Is he funny?
And I think people are just funnier with an accent. Why is that?
I don't know why.
I wish I had one.
It's true.
The rest of the weekend is pretty kid-friendly.
It is. So we have 3 great options if you want to spend a little time with your family. You can check out the musical Finding Neverland, which of course follows the story of Peter Pan's Neverland. You can catch one of 8 performances going on at the Overture Center.
And Michael Bruno will go backstage on this performance tomorrow.
Oh, very cool. Yep. I'm going on Sunday. I have tickets, so I'm going to tune in for Bruno's thing there. And the Madison Opera Center is going to host Superstorm. It's a new opera commissioned by Opera for the Young, and it's actually performed with the legit Madison Opera. How cool is that? It's a story of cats and dogs finding their voices while trapped in a cave during a storm.
What an interesting premise.
You know it's going to have a good ending. That's Sunday at 3 o'clock. And then competing in that same time slot, the kids are going to have a lot of choices. Sunday at 3 o'clock is Overture Center's Rainbow Fish. It's a production filled with lifelike puppetry where like the fishes and scales and octopi are literally floating across the stage, all while enjoying kids' stories. How cute is that? And how beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Busy weekend.
Busy weekend. Get out, do something with your kids. Go to Hip Hop Fest. Do something.
Do something. Just do something.
Just do something good, like Charlotte said.
Yeah,
Sorry, Charlotte, I'm not stealing your line.
Emmy, thank you.
Thanks, Emmy. Good to see you.
We'll see you next week. Get this month's Madison Magazine for all the best in the Madison area.
Still to come tonight at 4, there is a battle brewing for bragging rights to the title of steepest street in the world.
We'll find out what's at stake when we head up the hill. When Live at 4 continues. Take a look at this. Some 5,000 people made a chaotic dash through a Japanese shrine in a bid to win the title of Luckiest Man of the Year. The annual event requires people to run 754 feet toward the main hall of the shrine. 22-year-old Yuki Yamamoto, he's a fireman from Hiroshima, was the fastest and earned the honor of Luckiest Man of the Year. The shrine is dedicated to the god of businessmen and merchants. I didn't know there was one.
Didn't. Now you know. You should have ran.
Luckiest man alive.
Interesting. It is Thursday, January 10th. Today is Houseplant Appreciation Day, so give a little love to the plants that survive longer than others.
Yeah, especially this time of year. They need all the attention and love.
You have one called Ralph, right?
I have a Ralph, and Ralph is, the original Ralph is older than I am. Came from my mom, and we're hoping that Ralph can stay with me now and stay alive.
You have one like that, too.
I have a 45-year-old Schefflera.
That you bought in college?
Yeah.
That's
moved
great.
around.
Do you have a Ralph?
No, no, I don't. I'm kind of the Black Widow of plants. I'm the opposite. But
we're going to have to get you something small then.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also Peculiar People Day. You know who you are.
And it is National Save the Eagles Day. Efforts to save America's national symbol, the bald eagle, have achieved tremendous results. The bald eagle was removed from the endangered species list in 2007. Here in Wisconsin, the DNR is counting a record number of bald eagle nests across the state. The DNR counts nearly 1,700 functioning nests in its aerial survey. That's up more than 100 from just last year. That's very exciting.
Very
cool. The DNR has found nests in 71 of 72 counties in Wisconsin. Eagles are found all over the world except in one place. Take a guess.
Tell me.
Hawaii. Isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
Well, I guess it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, so it's a little challenging.
But there's islands all over.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
You think the climate would be favorable.
Favorable. I wonder what their flight length or duration is. If they
Probably
can
not
even
that
get
far.
out. Probably not.
Yeah.
All
What a
right.
day today.
It wasn't too bad outside. Very seasonal. I think you're right. We were kind of getting used to the cool air. It's going to be pretty mild for us this weekend. Sun is still up. We have a few more minutes before sunset. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your Friday forecast in just a few minutes. Overall, today was just not too bad outside, honestly. We had some sunshine. We had temperatures close to average. If you had to design an ideal January day, it kind of lined up for us with our forecast today. Right now, it's nice and quiet. Looking at our Doppler track, we are actually seeing a clear sky currently. So if you do have any plans this evening, do know that for at least the next few minutes, it's going to be nice and sunny outside. Sunset's still just about 10 minutes away for us, but again, no threat for any sort of light flurries this evening. We're going to wait until we get into Friday night, maybe on Saturday, before we might see a few flurries come on through, but that is still a pretty slim chance for us. Our high pressure is continuing to shift east. Right now, our breeze is pretty calm, but as that high pressure goes a little further east, our breeze is going to come more from the south. It'll pick up just a little bit more for us tomorrow, but it's light and variable currently. It'll be a little southeasterly for us this evening, but it's going to stay nice and light, which is good news. We don't want to try to factor in that wind chill anymore when we're talking about what's going on for our morning forecast, because that wind chill is certainly chilly for the last few mornings. In the last 24 hours, our temps have actually warmed up just a few degrees, 6 degrees in Madison and in Lone Rock at about 5. Same goes for Mineral Point, 4 in Platteville. That just makes it a little more comfortable outside. When you're not factoring in the wind, your temps are a few degrees warmer, and you have that much sunshine. It really does feel okay outside for us right now. Now, the cold could be much, much worse. In fact, it's been a really long time since our temperatures have been in the single digits. We didn't quite get there last night. We stopped at 12 degrees, actually. We've had 330 days since our temperatures have been in the single digits. And the last time this happened, the last time that we hit single digits this late in the winter, or the latest record, I guess I should say, was January 11th in 1914. So it's been a hot minute since we've had temperatures stay above the single digits for this long. So we'll see, because right now it looks like much of our forecast is going to continue to stay just above average all the way through this weekend and through much of our 10-day. We'll check that out in just a second, but right now do know that it could be much, much worse for us. Not only have our temperatures been a little warm, our precip's been a little on the low side. We've picked up almost 10 inches of snowfall so far this season, but we should be over 21 inches of snowfall right now. So we're a little behind with the snow. Much of our snow usually comes right there in November, December, and January. So we're behind, and it doesn't look like we're going to make it up. Now, never say never. Of course, we could have a big event come through in the end of March or April. But right now it looks unlikely for us to pick up that extra snow that we are currently lacking in. Overnight will stay mostly clear. Plan on starting tomorrow with temperatures close to 20. Notice that breeze shifting coming from the southeast overnight, but it's going to stay very light for us overnight. Tomorrow our temperatures will get into the mid-30s to our afternoon highs, so it will be fairly comfortable outside and not quite as cold for us. We are going to watch our clouds increase into Saturday. Saturday, there is a chance for some light snow and flurries, but maybe just a few tenths of an inch of snowfall at most, and much of that snow chance is going to actually come through south of Madison. A few of these models just not bringing it on through. For tomorrow morning, our wind chill still cold. It'll be close to 12 for us in Madison to start off the day. Again, our actual temperatures will be close to 20 as far as our overnight lows go. Downtown right now is nice and calm, a nice clear sky for us. Today, our temps got into the mid-20s, very close to average for both our high and our low. Sunset officially at 4:42. Overnight, we'll drop to 18 here in the next few hours, and then we're going to hold pretty close to 20 heading into tomorrow morning. It's not going to be as cold, and of course that partly cloudy sky with that light southeast breeze. Tomorrow the breeze will be about 6 to 12 miles per hour, so not too bad for us. High temps will be in the mid-30s, so we hop about 10 more degrees. With a variably cloudy sky, those clouds increasing along with that light snow chance that could be coming through on Saturday, and it's not going to be as cold. That's the trend, not just for tomorrow, but for much of the 10-day forecast. Our temperatures continue to stay warm, and again, notice those overnight lows, not seeing a single degree in there anytime. Afternoon highs will stay above average as well, as it looks like our January is going to continue to stay fairly mild and not bring us any more snow to make up that deficit either.
Sorry, snow lovers.
I know, but I'm Elver Park, actually, their cross-country ski route is open. So if you want some snow, you can at least go see it there.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thank you, Dana. A street in Dunedin, New Zealand holds the world record for the steepest street in the world.
But now that claim is under threat because residents in a small Welsh town believe they have a street that's a world beater.
And as Dave Gosling reports, surveyors have been out measuring up the challenger.
Photo opportunities like this attract tens of thousands of visitors to Dunedin's Baldwin Street every year. Recognised as the world's steepest residential street, it's now facing a challenge from the other side of the world. This is Fourth Pen Clack, a narrow, winding street in the Welsh town of Harlech. Locals claim it's around 1 degree steeper than Dunedin's famous location.
So I wrote to the Guinness Book of Records and said, hey, we've got a street in Wales which is steeper than your world record street. Please, can we have it in?
The record's measured over the steepest 10-metre section of the road. An independent surveyor has been in town this week taking official measurements. Guinness World Records has strict criteria for the title. The street must have houses on it and must be used as a public thoroughfare by both pedestrians and vehicles. That could trip up the Welsh challenger. A street sign warns unsuitable for motors, although vehicles do tackle the steep road, which is partially one way.
Once when we ordered a new fridge freezer, they delivered that to the top of on the main road through the village, and 2 men carried it down. And they weren't very happy either.
Visitors to Baldwin Street are backing Dunedin.
It's pretty busy for a steep street.
Because it's like a challenge, but once you reach the top, it feels really good that you succeeded.
Chuck a bit more concrete on there.
Both streets should know their fate in a few weeks' time.
But that'll terrify the New Zealanders.
With the Welsh measurements being sent to Guinness World Records for consideration.
Well, it's quite a competition.
I love that accent. That house was so cool, wasn't it?
It really was cool.
Wow.
We'll keep you posted on who wins that record.
When we come back, kids who ignore their parents' texts may be in trouble.
Yes, we've got an app for that. When Live at 4 continues.
A new smartphone app is giving moms and dads the upper hand, finally, forcing kids to reply to texts from their parents ASAP.
CBS's Terry Okita has the story from London.
British teenager Ben Herbert was never in a rush to text his dad back. Now, he has no choice. That alarm is part of an app his dad created after Ben ignored him too many times.
He may prioritize his friends' messages over mine sometimes.
The Reply ASAP app makes missing a message impossible, taking over the screen and sounding an alarm until the user responds. You can hit snooze, but the alert will just keep coming back.
It could be annoying, but on the flip side, it's important.
Nick Herbert launched the Android app 18 months ago and says more than 100,000 people have downloaded it.
That's great. That's great. I wish they had have had it, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't normally reply to people a lot on time, so if it is something that would force me into it, it'd be good.
Herbert acknowledges some people may find the technology intrusive, but says it has actually improved his relationship with his son.
From a safety perspective, if I send him a message, it will tell me where he is at the time that the message arrives on his phone.
Each user needs to download the app for it to work. Ben says he doesn't mind the check-ins. He keeps tabs on his dad, too.
I have used it on him for some important situations.
Ben's dad says he doesn't bombard his son with lots of texts, only urgent ones.
I was out with my mates at a football match, and I was out later than I was meant to be.
This father and son never dreamed their experience would better connect so many other families. Terry Okita, CBS News, London.
And right now, the app is only available for Android users.
Apple has so far rejected it because of its location and sound features, but Nick says he'll continue to make changes to the iPhone version until it's approved. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Probably works with husbands, too.
It probably does. Well, is your clothes closet a mess?
Our fashion expert Shayna Mace is here with tips to get you organized for the new year. That's when Live at 4 continues.
We have breaking news to report from Walworth County. According to the Sheriff's Department, there is an ongoing criminal investigation in East Troy. There's a large police presence at a residence. These are live pictures. There's been little information released by officials, but they say there is no danger to the public at this time. We will have more information about this ongoing investigation when it becomes available on channel3000.com. Well, it is the New Year's, a resolution a lot of people relate to, getting organized in 2019.
If your closet is your own personal situation room, style contributor Shayna Mace is here with some suggestions. Hi, Shayna.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, your own situation room. That's no more. I love how you guys are putting this.
Where do you get started to organize your closet?
I just thought New Year, kind of getting your things organized, right? So you spend a lot of time in your closet every day, so you might as well make it as peaceful of an oasis as you can if you have room as much as you have. So start out by taking a critical look, walking through your closet. You can make 4 piles of things. The piles can be things that you can keep, that you wear a lot, things that fit, most importantly, that you don't have to do a lot to, that you don't have to, oh, if I lose 10 pounds, this will work. So that's your keep pile. So just set those aside. Then we can make a donate pile, right? So those are the things that are maybe out of date, out of season, things like that, things that we know will never fit us again. And there are several places that you can donate in town, many of which people have heard of. St. Vincent de Paul being a great one, Goodwill, the A Grace thrift store, which they have 2 locations. Well, actually, St. Vinny's and Goodwill, they all have multiple locations as well. A Grace has an east side and a west side location as well. And then Middleton Outreach Ministry in Middleton, they take baby, children, and adult clothing. So that's another great resource. And then the Community Action Coalition on Stoughton Road as well. You can drop off clothing. So that's kind of the no mess way to do it. And frankly, if you don't want to go through your stuff, then you can just donate it, or we can do some of these next steps.
Is there a throwaway pile? Maybe the Goodwill doesn't want.
There is, there's clothing recycling, and if you've seen those bins in various parking lots, you can recycle as well. There's actually another option that I'll talk about with a little bit of clothing recycling as well, too.
Okay.
So
what did you bring today?
So anyway, your piles of clothing, right? So you have your donate, your keep, and then your sell pile. So this would be clothing that still is in good shape, still is in season, but maybe doesn't fit you anymore. Things that you still think have a monetary value that you could resell and make some money off of. And there are actually several places that you can resell clothing right now. Some apps on your phone that I have personally used include Vinted, which is available in the App Store. All you do is take a picture and then write a description, a price, list it, see who wants to buy it, and then you ship it out. It's really great. It's very seamless, works great. Another one that I've used that I really enjoy is called ThreadUp. This is a really big bag, so I folded it up, but basically you go on ThreadUp, you sign up for an account, it's free, they send you this bag in the mail, and you put all the stuff that can fit in here, you send it into them, and then they will go through it, and then it's basically a resale website. So you can shop on ThreadUp as well if you want and buy things at a discount, and then they will offer you money via PayPal or in your account to sell. Now,
that's a great
in
idea.
terms of the things that they take, sometimes they're very choosy. So ThreadUp is going to be not necessarily clothing that you would give to Goodwill. It's going to be things that are in season, but they accept things more like Ann Taylor Loft or Madewell, some of the mass market brands.
Okay.
So that would be a great option for that. If you have things locally that you'd like to bring, there are a number of consignment stores here locally. Simply Savvy is a great one, Pink Poodle, Style Encore on the east side. This blazer, by the way, I just realized is from Style Encore, so go Style Encore.
We have about a minute left, so what is this?
Yeah.
What is this equipment you brought here?
Yes, so basically, once you have your piles,
30 seconds, actually.
Yeah, you can go through and then you can start organizing your closet. So I just brought a few of my favorite tools. This is kind of funny. This is a bar that will add another hanging bar, so you can hang it on the top of your closet or your rod, and that will give you some more space. That's from Target. You can get some of these multi-hanger things right here that hang similar shirts.
That's a great idea.
This I brought from my own closet. This is a cube. This is how you should organize your sweaters. You can put them on your top shelf if you'd like. Hanging sweaters isn't great for them because it'll stretch them out. And then here is your scarf hanger that I also brought from my closet as well. Handbags are another thing that you could stack vertically and buy these clear shelf dividers that clip on and then they stay upright, or the hanging canvas cube organizers as well is great to organize your closet. So once you kind of keep, sell, donate, and then also there's the fix option, getting things tailored, you can go through, use some of these tools to organize your closet, and then hopefully it'll be a little less stressful in the morning to get ready.
Those are great suggestions, all of them.
Thank you.
Happy organizing.
Yes.
Happy New Year, Shayna.
Happy New Year.
Thanks, Shayna. Great to see you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. So not too bad without the wind?
No, not at all, actually. With sunshine outside today, too, really looked good. Overall, actually, we are expecting our temperatures to stay above average. Temperatures for even our overnight lows are going to stay a little more comfortable outside. We'll be close to 20 overnight tonight with a clear sky. Plan on some sun tomorrow, and highs will be another jump for us in the mid-30s for afternoon highs for your Friday.
Well above normal.
Yes.
All right, Jana, thank you. We'll be right back.